Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, which will be the 29th of May. Unfortunately, the benchmark 76 1100 metres was deleted at acceptances due to only 4 horses accepting. However, the 0 to 58 1300 metres was divided and produced a 9 and an 8 horse field to maintain the 6 races on the day. With some 44 horses down to contest the half dozen races this weekend, the first gets underway at 2:18 with the last of the 6 time to go at 5:25 p.m. The opener is the first division of the Darwin Racing Handicap, and this one is for 0 to 58 horses over the 1300 metres. In the first, my numbers are 2, 5 and 1. Going here with last week's runner-up number 2, Overruled, from the stable of Emma Steele and Adam Nichols riding well. Adam, he takes the mount again. A winner in Alice Springs on the 25th of April, then came to Darwin and finished a very good second behind Captain Hedderwick, beaten right on the line by a very short margin last week. That was 1300 metres, this is 1300 in the same grade. Should be improved for that run. It had a month between runs between the Alice win and that effort last week. So I think Overruled, backing up's probably the only question mark, but I'm prepared to put it on top. Number 2 for me, ahead of number 5, the Mont, from the stable of Tayan Halter and Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Racing consistently, last 2 runs here, a second and a third. The most recent on the 24th of April behind Familiar. So deserves to be in the money again for sure. And my third selection, number 1, Art of More, has disappointed its last 2 or 3 runs, but is better than it's been showing. Wayne Davis takes them out for Phil Cole, and I'm prepared to allow it another chance here in the day's opener. In the first, 2, 5 and 1. The second, the Silks Darwin Charity Golf Day on the 4th of June. That's coming around pretty rapidly. That's in fact next Friday. This is the second division of the 0 to 58 1300, and the numbers here are 2, 1 and 7. Going here with last week's winner, Captain Hedderwick. He did a good job just getting over Overruled. So if we think Overruled can race well again, the same to be said for Captain Hedderwick. Jared Todd, Gary Clark, the combo. Goes up 2 kilograms for that win last week, but I was impressed with the way he finished off over the 1300. This is the same trip again, so no reason to suggest he won't race well just 7 days on. Got him on top, number 2. To beat number 1, Mr. Hazy. Has had the 2 starts in Darwin, was good first up. Disappointed, I thought, last time out, but prepared to allow it another chance. That was behind Count of Essex. In fact, it's 2 runs in the top end, have both been behind Count of Essex. Adam Nichols for Chris Nash. And in for third, number 7, Pneumatic Sands. Second up this weekend, Jason Lyon travelling up from Victoria to take them out for Tayan Halter. And Pneumatic Sands, 4th the other day when resuming. Hadn't raced for some months. The 26th of January was its previous start. So second up, I think there's improvement there, and I think we'll put that one in to run third. So 2, 1 and 7 in the second. The third's the Neddy's Sport Tours Handicap. This one is 0 to 64, also over 1300, and the numbers here 1, 2 and 4. He disappointed me last week, Escondido, well not last week, last start on the 8th of May. Kim Gladwin for Gary Clark. Kim rode him last time. That was over 1600 metres, and he really never got into his stride at all behind Highly Decorated. Drops back in trip and had a brief freshen up 3 weeks between runs. And I just think he's better than he showed last time out. He's had 6 starts at the trip for a win, 2 seconds and a third. So in what's not the strongest lineup, I'm putting him on top back in 64 grade. He's dropping back from the 0 to 70. I think that will make a big difference. 1 on top. To beat the stablemate, number 2, Count of Essex, has won his last 2, both over 1200. The 1300 won't worry him. He's also a winner and 7 times placed at this trip. Jared Todd for Gary Clark. And in for third, number 4, Hatton Man from Tayan Halter's team. Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Second last time behind White Caps, that was just a week ago. Steps up and trip, that was 1100 up to the 1300, probably the only question mark, but is racing well. In the third, 1, 2 and 4. The fourth's the Karen Brown Fine Art Handicap. This is the highest grade race of the day, the 0 to 70, and it's over 1200 metres and a field of 7 to face the starter. My numbers here are 6, 3 and 5. I found this a tricky little race, but settled on number 6, Trebler, to be very hard to beat. Stepping up in grade, Admittedly, it was a benchmark 54 last time out, behind Count of Essex, just caught on the line. Kim Gladwin, Gary Clark, the combination, even though, as I mentioned, it is a step up in grade. Trebler often puts his best foot forward when racing out of his grade, and I think he can do that here. 6 on top. To beat number 3, the last start winner, Tornado of Souls, for Pete Stennett and Jason Lyon. Really good performance winning here in his first start for 6 months. That was on the 24th of April. Peter's given him plenty of time to get over that, 5 weeks to be precise, and no reason he can't race well again. He's up in grade, but as I say, not the strongest lot I've ever seen. And in for third, number 5, Pandaya. Formerly trained in the Red Centre by Greg Connor, now in the stable of Chris Pollard. That combination worked last week with White Caps, formerly trained by Greg, coming to Chris's stable and getting the chocolates. And I think Pandaya will be pretty hard to beat. Second last time out in the Queen of the Desert behind Dizzy Miss Lizzie on Cup Day in Alice Springs. 6, 3 and 5 in race 4. The 5th's the 3-year-old event, the Ladbrokes Trobus Handicap. This is a benchmark 64. It's over 1,200 metres. A field of half a dozen to go round here. Numbers here, 2, 1 and 5. Number 2, Canton Kid, created a pretty good impression on his first start here on the 8th of May. Won well in the stable of Gary LaFoe. Now with Tayan Holter and Jason Lyon in the saddle. Jared Todd rode last time. But he was good that day in the 0 to 64. This is a benchmark 64 for the 3-year-olds. And I think he will take a power of beating here. Number 2. To beat the obvious danger, number 1, Trident, trained by Mark Nyan, the Alice Springs conditioner, having his first start in the top end. His last 2 runs in Alice Springs have been excellent. A second on the 25th of April. And a very good win on Cup Day down there. I really like the way he finished off. And he gets his chance here again. Kim Gladwin goes on, and I've got him in to run second in the obvious danger to Canton Kid. And in for third, number 5, Ogrim. Backing up from last week, he ran second this horse behind the very, very fast and very, very smart May Amin. Merv Rumble, the trainer. Jared Todd goes aboard, and if he handles the backup, which there's no reason to suggest he won't, he can fill a minor placing for certain. 2, 1 and 5 in the 5th. And the last is the Great Northern Super Crisp Handicap. We'll be ready for one of these by race 6 time for sure. The Class 2 over the 1,000 metres. My numbers here are 2, 6 and 3. Crazy Lad resumes after a break of some 7 months. He's now in the stable of Tayan Holter, to be ridden again by Jason Lyon. Grassy could be in for a pretty good day. He's heading our way, and given the COVID situation in Victoria, he might be with us for some time, and that's not a bad thing. Crazy Lad raced really well at last preparation. He's had 7 starts for a win, 3 seconds, 2 thirds. Hasn't raced since the 3rd of November, but I think he'll sprint well in a fresh state over the 1,000 metres. 2 on top. To beat number 6, Must Be Moe, trained by Nicole Brueggemann. Jess Philpott, she had a pretty good day here last week with a double, and she had a double the week before in Tennant Creek, so she's really going well, Jess. Makes the trip to the top end again. This horse has had the 4 starts in Darwin for a first, a second, a third and a fourth. Sure to be in the mix again. And in for third, a newcomer to the Gary Clark stable, number 3, La Trioli. Kim Gladwin for the Maestro. This horse hasn't raced since the 11th of January at Wellington. So interesting to see how he goes, but has a bit of form on the board. 2, 6 and 3 in the last on what's a good day's racing, but a tricky day, I thought. The best bet of the day comes up in race 5. Number 2, Canton Kid. Race 5, number 2, Canton Kid. I think he can go back to back, this nice 3-year-old. While the best roughie is in the 3rd. Race 3, number 3, Eagle Ridge. Race 3, number 3, Eagle Ridge. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again in advance of our meeting next week, which is our annual trip down the road to the Adelaide River Cup meeting, and that, of course, is the 5th of June. Pleased to say that the track in first-class order at Adelaide River after some trials held on the track just this morning, so looking forward to getting back to the only grass track in the Territory. Until next week, good luck and good punting.